For decades, the global music industry operated behind rigid linguistic walls. A track was either a Western pop hit or a South Asian sensation. The two rarely occupied the same space, regardless of how many listeners they shared. Early attempts to bridge this gap usually involved bolting a foreign language verse onto an existing English track. These additions often felt separate from the song's core, appearing briefly during the bridge before the original chorus returned. This approach prioritized demographic data over artistic intent. It was a method of unlocking new markets by inserting a guest verse that had little to do with the song's established narrative or theme. These monolingual walls forced a choice. A song could be local, or it could be global, but it couldn't be both at a structural level. This makes Ed Sheeran an unexpected figure to challenge that structure. As a mainstay of Western acoustic pop, his presence usually signals a very specific, familiar kind of songwriting. Yet his track Sapphire functions differently. It weaves English, Hindi, and Punjabi together so tightly that the languages become inseparable from the composition itself. This isn't two different songs forced together in a studio. It is a single story where the meaning is only fully revealed when all three languages are present. By making these languages rely on each other to finish a thought, Sapphire creates a bridge that is built into the song's very foundation. To understand how this works, we have to look at the song as an architectural project. The English lyrics provide the base, the physical foundation of the track. These lyrics focus on the immediate and the tangible. Lines like "touching on your body while you're pushing on me" ground the listener in a specific physical interaction. Sheeran builds this environment further with concrete markers of time and place, "dancing till the morning," and the instruction to "go to bed." By establishing this familiar, earthly setting in English, the song gives the Western listener a stable pointed entry into the narrative. The shift into Punjabi happens at the seams of the chorus, where the two languages interlock without a pause. The word sapphire serves as the specific pivot point, where the English narrative hands off to the Punjabi response. As soon as the English title is sung, the Punjabi line answers immediately. They sparkle just like stars. This creates a dialogue between the two languages. They aren't competing for time. They are working in a coordinated call and response. While the English lyrics set the scene, the Hindi and Punjabi verses provide the transition, shifting the song's perspective from the floor toward the stars. The Hindi lyrics introduce a scale that is much wider than the physical nightclub. They speak of a light so intense that when you raise your eyelashes, darkness disappears. For a moment of reflection, the imagery moves into the spiritual, asking how God embedded sapphires in those eyes. This cosmic framing contrasts with the grounded, physical, party imagery found in the English verses. By dividing the labor this way, the song uses English to establish the beat and the setting, while reserving the highest emotional and poetic imagery for the Punjabi and Hindi verses. This structural cohesion is possible because both cultures are drawing from the same underlying human experience. Look at the shared vocabulary. English uses terms like glowing and fireworks, while the Punjabi and Hindi verses focus on stars and rainbows. Both are using light and jewels to describe the same feeling. Sapphire works because it allows each language to express a universal theme through its own traditional imagery, without one having to compromise for the other. The success of this tract highlights a change in how global hits are constructed. The path forward for the global charts seems to be moving away from simple translation and toward this kind of structural integration, weaving multiple traditions into a single groove. The next time you hear a bilingual hit on the radio, listen for this framework. You're hearing a single piece of music that has finally learned how to let two worlds occupy the exact same space.